Yo, to be perfectly honest with you, when I think of the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, it's not his savage moments when he would like roast men and roast women. It's not when he called the woman average at best. It's not when he said the woman looked like she could hit the gap like a fullback. No matter how much that made me laugh, what really stuck with me was how much he emphasized the importance of family and people working together. The whole purpose behind this show was not to make fun of people or to make women feel less than, no matter how much the media or how much some men and women may like to make that seem. I never saw it that way. I saw it always as him trying to emphasize the importance of family and how people need family and need marriage and to come together to be successful, and how that success benefits people beyond them. It benefits the community and it benefits the country. The whole reason why he made that average at best video, the only reason why I got to that point with that woman was because she couldn't be honest within the whole perspective of all the women in the world and say what she really is on the scale of 1 to 10. But the whole point of him even doing that was to get her to understand that that's the type of man that she should be going for. The reason why she couldn't get a man yet is because she was going to for high of a man. He didn't just say it just to make her feel bad. He said it so she could come to the realization of where she really is. The same way he would talk to men all the first 3 or 4 years before he even started to talking towards women. He wanted her to see that because once she sees that, she can actually start focusing her attention and her mind on getting those type of men so they can have a relationship and get married. And from my memory, unless something changed in the past couple years, that woman did find a new man and she did get married. I don't understand problem people have with him, but I also don't want people who were fans of him to lose the true deep meaning behind his work. It wasn't just to talk shit on people. It was to try to enlighten people of the importance of needing others. People said he wasn't married, how could he give advice on relationships? But he was married previously. And him being married isn't what caused him to say what he did. It caused him to actually say marriage is something that you need still. He's not a man that went against marriage after getting a divorce or being a stepfather. He's a man that still said men should get married when they're ready and gave time frames for it. He still said women should be married and should try to be married, and that should be their goal. He wasn't somebody that was anti-marriage because that's not logical. Earlier in the 50s and in the 40s, during racism, during Jim Crow, as he said many times, marriage was in the very high percentages for the black community when we was going through all the racism and trauma and stuff like that. But yet somehow now in 2022, what is it, 1 out of 4 black women are married? That was an issue that he constantly emphasized. And the whole point of him saying about being feminine and being this, that, and the other, being fit, friendly, and feminine, is just to convey what men want, to increase the likelihood of you getting a successful relationship. And it's funny to me that people didn't like that, because some of the same people that didn't like it were some women who wanted to be in a relationship. They said they couldn't understand men. Those were the nice ones. The real mean and bad ones were saying who cares about understanding men? And in my opinion, those women don't even deserve to be in a relationship where a man gives a damn about them. But those are the minority. He was talking to the majority. He said that over and over again. Remember how women would go on and say you're talking generalities and stuff like that. Why you never want to listen to people when they talk about their specific cases. And he would say your specific case or your extreme doesn't apply to everybody. The whole point of what I'm doing is trying to encourage everybody to seek long-term relationships and marriages and build families with 2 parents in the home. You tell me your extreme case, that you are telling me in the hopes of undermining my message of emphasizing the things you need to do to have a marriage and a happy relationship, you're going against that stuff, and for what? For your what 0.5% story? Like, nah, don't. That's not what we're doing over here. And neither are we just insulting people for the sake of it. I remember at times, like many times, he told his mom to like shut people down and they just out here trashing the guests. I would show up on Zoom. Like, he didn't vow people just bully people on there. But if people came on there talking trash and acting like they don't have no common sense when they're grown ass adults, then he'll get on their neck, and that's where we get these clips from. We talk about savage moments of Kevin Samuels, and we have stuff like that go get like millions of views and stuff like that. Like, I understand like that is part of the reason why he blew up, but that's not what kept people coming back to the live streams over and over again. It's not because he hated women. It's not because he hated men. It's not because he hated marriage. It was the exact opposite of the three things I just listed. And when you think about Kevin Samuels and you watch his videos and you think about the times you spent watching this stuff, like, don't get lost in the drama and the craziness and the back and forth stuff where it's heated. Remember the intelligent arguments and the intelligent claims and back and forth that he did have with men and women, because that's what he was really seeking. He never came on to asking for drama unless it was a smoke show. But the smoke show was something that I love because, number one, he allowed people to disagree with him and come on him and have a knowledgeable debate about it back and forth, no matter what they said, as long as it was respectful. And number two was, of course, where we see most of the viral clips from, where somebody would step out of line here, I have to check him. Like, I can't deny, like, that stuff was funny and entertaining, but I loved his monologues the most. I love his monologues much more than I love the video calls, because the monologues are where we drop knowledge and different perspectives and like old man wisdom and stuff like that. And like he would say many times, when you eat something, take the meat and spit out the bones. You don't have to agree with every single thing he said, but understand the key message and understand what can be applied to you and what makes sense, and use that bit of knowledge, no matter how small it may be, to your advantage. And that's something that I always appreciate about him, the way he will drop knowledge on you, even if it was something that may or may not hurt your feelings. Like, trust me, I went back and watched all this stuff about men just as much or even more so than the women stuff. And the stuff that he did about men, I loved it. I wish he would have did it more before he passed away, but I understand, like, he was on the wall with the women stuff, and I know he probably had months and stuff of plans that he wanted to do. I think he talked about having a TV show. So I know he wanted to take this stuff even further. Perhaps be something like a Steve Harvey, but like giving them more of a man perspective compared to like more talk shows we see for the past 30 years where it's more like women and stuff like that. It's just a new perspective, and that's something that I always appreciate. And I hope we don't lose that shit over the last few months, half year, and the years ahead, and watching this content all over again. Rest in peace to the Godfather. It's your boy Logos. I'll see y'all next time.